What is up, Midway Mayhem fans? This is Dan, and we are checking in from Fun Spot America, more specifically the Kissimmee location. And we're checking into the storage lot first before we head over to the construction site. And a couple good things to report. We've had some more deliveries, and it looks like these are parts for the coaster itself. So they're all wrapped up. Of course, we did have the storms that came through last night. But yeah, there's a lot of supplies that are here now. Again, I shouldn't have to say this, but it does say Fun Spot America team members only, and there are no trespassing signs, so don't go beyond this fence. But just fair warning, stay out of here. Alright, so we moved around just a little bit, and something else we noticed, there are some bricks right there. But in this pile over here, we believe these are the first pieces of wood to arrive for the ride. As we can see, there's some right there. And it's a huge stack. And I'm thinking maybe these are bolts, things like that over here. But a lot of supplies. Just a little bit down a ways, we can see, well, there's still a lot of rebar left. So I'm thinking the concrete pad is not done just yet. But there's some there. And then over here, again, more bricks all over the place. And we are now over at the construction site, and we can see hot seat. Well, that's still running. So still in location. We have that tree right here, but we have a lot of deconstruction going on over in this area. So some concrete has been ripped up, and they have this area flattened out. And the concrete pad is extended to about the halfway point, I'm thinking. Here's an up-close look at the rebar on the ground, and now we know why all those bricks are needed, because they're used as support. They actually go underneath all the rebar, and then we have a form over here, which again is a foot deep. There's a bunch of rebar all in there. So that is the next segment that is going to get poured with concrete, and then we have the completed one over here. And you can see again just how thick that concrete pad is. More rebar brought over from the storage lot, just waiting to go into place. Right over there is going to be the next segments, and then eventually they're going to get to that tree and of course hot seat. But check out how much there is. Pad looks good, nice and level, and of course it is getting a little bit of rain, which is actually good for the concrete. It helps it cure. In our last update, we showed the preliminary stages for some electrical work, and it looks like some of those wires have made their way over here. So that's going to be for electrical, maybe, I don't know, on-ride photo, something like that, or it could be even for just main ride power. Station's going to be over there, though, so you got to wonder what this is for. Some more markings around the area. Some of these have been here for a little while, but they extend down along this fence line. There's one there. And I'm sure we're going to see more, at least on this trip. From the north end of the ride area, everything looks just about the same as last week again, except for this large pad that's been placed right here. But yeah, nothing else different, no markers. Alright, so we're right across from Hot Seat now, right underneath this big tree again. And I apologize if it's a little bit windy. It is a very cold, windy day. But we can see over here again another view of the rebar in place. And then the rebar that is about to get some concrete very soon, right over here. We have a whole stack of rebar right there. Now our closest view of this concrete form right here, and all of that rebar that is intertwined. But this is the prep that they do before they actually get the concrete in there. One part that I do find a little bit interesting is the concrete is actually at two different levels. So we have one that is obviously much thicker than the other, but there's got to be a reason for it. Another kind of interesting section here in the concrete. Maybe this is for drainage, something like that. This electrical point is obviously going to be permanent because, well, it's in the new concrete. More markings, this time at least it's on the concrete pad. As we zoom out, you can see. From the north end of the ride again, and same situation. Concrete pad looks just the same, and a noticeable difference right there between the two. But that's going to do it, at least for the Fun Spot coaster portion of our update. Let's head over to Old Town and see what's going on with their Ferris wheel. Here we are now at Old Town, and the Ferris wheel is right there. And I'm glad that we say rumored to open. Again, in one of our updates recently, we thought this was going to open up, but obviously it is not. We still have barricades all the way around it. This pathway does look good. And then we have a new wall right there, which again was in our last update. They were just starting it, and then they have the outline for what looks to be another pathway. Well, a couple things to consider here. It is the weekend, it is cold, and they have had some storms, and there's no workers on the site, so I'm not going to see any testing today, or anything else going on, at least with this. We are going to walk around and show some of the other things that are going on since our last update. And now on the north end of the Ferris wheel, you can see the flat land over here. Fences over here still in place, and then we have the operator booth right there, so it's all covered now. Last time it was just the frame, and everything looks like it's ready to go for this, at least. After a little further investigation, we can see a ticket booth now in place. So this thing is ready to go. All they need is operators here, take down the fences, and we're good to go. Well guys, that is going to do it for our Fun Spot America Kissimmee location construction update of their new hybrid wooden roller coaster built by the Gravity Group. As we saw in the storage lot, some new arrivals were in there, and they will be heading over to the construction site very soon. The concrete slab is coming along and is near completion. And then we went over to Old Town, of course, and saw how their Ferris wheel was doing. It looks like it could open up at any time. We're going to have more updates from here and from other places from around the world. So if you like what we do, follow us on Instagram, our Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at Midway Mayhem. And I'll see you out on the Midway.